My relationship with Hannibal is a lot like my relationship with my dogs in the past. When it's warm out, I like to take him outside. We go on walks. You can kind of like lounge out in the grass and, just be outside for a little bit. And he's not quite as loving as a dog, but he'll sit there and cuddle with you and stuff while you watch TV. So that's a lot of fun. The idea of the reptile room started because we had an extra room in the house that wasn't quite big enough to be a bedroom, and me and the roommates just decided that it would be nice to have them in a common area so everyone could kind of look and enjoy the pets. Shit, dude, I don't even know the count. We gotta do a quick count on them. I mean, should I list them all like in order of what we have and how many of them? So we've got 6 types of frogs, we've got 3 types of lizards, and we got a whole bunch of fish. All the animals have really different requirements. The frogs usually need more live plants and a lot more humidity, so you have to kind of have it more airtight. Whereas with the leopard geckos and the bearded dragon, they need a lot less humidity and higher temperature. So you want a more open tank, and the live plants don't really do as well in there because you can't have a lot of moisture. The bearded dragon is the one with kind of a different diet. He eats mostly vegetables, and then he gets crickets twice a week about. And the dart frogs and mourning geckos we have actually eat fruit flies, and they get those about every day right now because they're still growing. My hobby's similar to reptile keeping. I keep a lot of house plants. I also keep a lot of fish. Growing up and still now, my mom keeps a lot of plants. She's got a pretty green thumb, and I guess I got a little bit of that. I get inspiration from my tanks a lot through the internet. There's a lot of YouTubers and people like that that I watch, and I just watch them setting up their tanks, and I draw some inspiration from that. And outside of that, just watching things like nature documentaries and just going outside, you get some ideas.
Complete without leaf litter, right? We started with a thin layer just to get a feel for how it will look.
Growing up, my dad was always telling these crazy stories about all his old pets he used to have. Like, he used to have a dwarf caiman, which is like a tiny kind of alligator. He had a bunch of kinds of snakes and some crazy lizards. And just all the stories, hearing about him growing up, it just made me want to get into it as well. So when I was about 10, my dad got me my first exotic pets, and it was 2 leopard geckos that I still have now. Yeah, one of the funny stories that my dad told me growing up was that in college he had a tokay gecko, which is a really aggressive kind of gecko that kind of jumps out and bites you, and it really moves fast, and it's kind of intimidating because it does this weird hiss when you see it. And it escaped from his house one day, and they didn't find it for a few days until at the sorority house next door, one of the girls opened their cabinets, and they just found it basically stuck to the inside, hissing at them, and they ran over because they knew my dad had reptiles and made him come get it. My favorite pet's probably my bearded dragon, Hannibal, and that's mostly just because he's the most interactive of all the animals. He likes being held the most, or he tolerates it the most, and he's just the easiest to have out of the tank for the longest amount of time, so he's pretty fun.
He likes to like sleep in my hair when it's long. He would
He
go
must
up
have
on.
been mad.
He would, yeah, he'd put his face up underneath it and sleep under there.
Probably mad you got your hair cut.
Yeah, probably. It's coming back.
I've had Hannibal since he was about a month old, and I've watched him grow a lot in that time. It kind of feels like I'm raising my first kid a little bit, and it's been a lot of fun, so I'm looking forward to the next few years with him.